Hi, it's Dennis Daly. The golden age of radio was one of the shortest golden ages of all time, yet during its run, radio brought about immense change in America. Radio brought us through the Depression and the Second World War, and then struggled on until television finally won the battle for supremacy in American media. Radio had begun just after the turn of the last century as dots and dashes, listened to by do-it-yourself radio enthusiasts. Then early voice transmissions brought radio into its first age. By the 30s, the techniques were perfected, the networks were in place, and radio was on its way. The war changed everything, as did the coming of television. On the night of September 30th, 1962, when yours truly, Johnny Dollar, and Suspense signed off on the CBS radio network, the golden age ended. But radio's final 25 years were golden indeed. So join me now as we explore radio's last 25 years. In 1947, India and Pakistan got their independence from England. A second year of record birth rates in the U.S. was beginning because of the baby boom. Jackie Robinson broke the color line and joined Major League Baseball. 1947 was the year of the alleged UFO landing at Roswell, New Mexico, and the Yankees beat the Dodgers in 7 games. 47 was also the year that movie sidekick and comedian Jack Carson would wrap up a 4-year run on CBS. He had brought his sophisticated brand of humor to the radio through the war years, but he wanted to leave to concentrate on Hollywood. Now from 1947, The Jack Carson Show, followed by a great episode of Fibber McGee and Molly.
Good. Good. That's what Campbell's soups are. Good.
From Hollywood, The Campbell Soup Show, starring Jack Carson. Yes, listen to Jack Carson, Freddie Martin and his orchestra, Arthur Treacher, Jack's nephew Tugwell, played by Dave Willock, little 9-year-old Norma Jean Nilsson, Irene Ryan, yours truly, Del Sharbert, and our guests, George Burns and Gracie Allen. Next time you're marketing, be sure to take home a couple of cans of Campbell's Tomato Soup. It's a dish the family will be mighty glad to see waiting for them any mealtime. Yes, sir, folks always love the smooth, delicious taste of Campbell's Tomato Soup. The matchless flavor of the summer's finest tomatoes blended with golden table butter. Good. Why, it brings a taste of midsummer right into your midwinter meals. Now, why not start off supper tomorrow with Campbell's Tomato Soup? Remember, it's the soup most folks like best. Well, folks, Jack is all excited about the report that Frank Sinatra has had to postpone his next moving picture. We don't know how all this affects Jack, but let's look into 22 North Hollywood Lane and get the lowdown from Jack Carson.
But, Uncle Jack, even if Frank Sinatra isn't going to make that picture he was supposed to, what's that got to do with you?
Well, Tugwell, they're looking for someone to take his place. There's an ad right here in Variety. Listen to this. It says, auditions for Sinatra's substitute will be held this afternoon.
Does it say that, sir?
Yes, Treacher. Listen to the rest of it. The description fits me exactly. We are looking for a fresh personality. I'm a fresh personality.
So far, so good.
A singer who is young and ambitious. I'm young and ambitious.
So far, that's very good.
And who is handsome to the point where he has an undeniable attraction for the opposite sex.
I knew it couldn't last.
If I'm not handsome, then why do they put me in pictures with Ann Sheridan?
Ann Sheridan keeps asking that same question.
Very funny, Tugwell. Listen to the rest of this ad. The most important requirement for the singer who replaces Sinatra is that he must have a voice that mesmerizes women.
What does mesmerize mean?
Well, it's something like hypnotism. It means that the voice should have a quality that causes women to fall under its spell.
Oh, gee, Uncle Jack can do that.
Of course. Tugwell, you remember when I sang that benefit for the laundry workers?
Well, yeah, right in the middle of the song, 3 girls stiffened right out.
That's right, they stiffened right out like a board.
Of course, later they found out the girls had fell in a tub of starch.
Maybe so, but those girls were crazy about my singing. They're still sending me mash notes from the laundry. I haven't got a shirt tail that doesn't say I love you on it. Indelible, too.
Mr. Carson, I don't wish to undermine your confidence, but what if you don't appeal to Mr. Sinatra's followers? You know that crowd of young nippers who wear Robert stockings?
You wouldn't by any chance mean Bobby socks?
Oh, yeah,
that's right.
Yeah, Uncle Jack, you know, when those kids don't like a person, they sure let them know it in a hurry.
Well, Tugwell, they're just kids, and I'm a grown man. What have I got to be afraid of?
Have you ever got hit in the eye with a wad of hot bubble gum?
I never even saw any Bahat gobble gum. But I'll worry about that when I come to it. Bahat gobble gum. Preacher, call up this producer and make an appointment for my audition this afternoon.
Very well, sir. But I think you're getting a bit over your head, sir.
I think I'll vocalize a little bit. Me. Tugwell, answer the door, will you?
Okay.
Hello, everybody.
Hiya, Norma Jean.
Well, hello, honey. Come on in. Me. Me, ma. Me, me.
What's the matter with Mr. Carson?
I'm doing a few vocal exercises, honey. Me.
Yeah, you see, he wants to get his voice so it'll mesmerize girls.
Mesmerize girls? What does that mean?
Oh, when you get a little older, you fall in a tub of starch.
Yes, you won't have to worry about that for a few years, honey. I'm practicing because I'm doing some singing this afternoon.
With a chorus, like you did back in Milwaukee?
Hey,
Well-
when was that?
Mr. Carson told me that he sang back there with a chorus of 1,000 voices.
Well, you remember when I did that, Tugwell. I was first tenor with the Wisconsin Dairy and Cheese Choir.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I forgot.
Not only that, when I sang, you could hear my voice above all the other hundreds of singers.
Golly, I bet you had to strain a lot.
Well, a little, yes.
A little, he says. After every concert, they had to put his eyeballs back in the socket with a pool cue.
They heard me anyway. Now, Norma Jean, why don't you run in the other room and play? I want to get back to practicing this exercise.
All right. Goodbye now.
See you later, honey.
Excuse me for walking right in, but I knocked and nobody heard me.
Oh, hello, Miss Ryan. I guess we didn't hear you because I was singing. How are you feeling today?
Oh, I guess I'm about as well as could be expected. Recently, I've been having a pain and a sort of buzzing noise in both of my ears.
Oh, that's too bad. Me, ma. Me.
Oh, my, what a glorious voice.
You really think so?
Yes.
You know, that trouble with your ears might be serious.
Tugwell, will you try to get lost for a while?
Oh, Mr. Carson, here are those throat lozenges you called and asked me to bring over.
Thanks, Miss Ryan. I needed them in case I overtaxed my voice.
Oh, I was afraid you had a cold. I think I must be getting a cold. I just shiver all the time.
Yes. Well, I was just vocalizing.
You take last night, for instance. I didn't get a wink of sleep.
Because you were so cold?
No, because I was so warm. You see, I usually put a heating pad in the bed, but last night in the dark I made a mistake and put in the waffle iron. When I woke up this morning, I had square goose pimples.
I see that. Now you're practically non-skid, eh? No, I mean, I was going to tell you, Miss Ryan, that I'm going in for a brand new career. You see, I may...
Mr. Carson, I reached that picture producer on the phone, and he said he could give you an audition at 2 o'clock.
Oh, swell. 2 o'clock will be fine.
Yes, there'll be one other singer there to try out for the job at the same time, sir.
Another singer? Who could that be?
Mr. George Burns, sir. He's being sponsored by Miss Gracie Allen.
George Burns, a singer? Yeah. Well, he hasn't got a chance against me. If he knows that I'm competing against him, he must be really worried. Why, I'll bet he's home right now, biting his nails.
George, stop biting a nail.
But, Gracie, I'm worried. Do you realize that you got me in a contest to replace Frank Sinatra?
Yes, but there's nothing to worry about. What's he got anyhow? He's not good looking, and his voice is terrible, and he's so ridiculous the women just laugh at him.
Sinatra's so ridiculous that women laugh at him?
Oh, I thought you were still talking about Jack Carson.
Gracie, I don't mind admitting that Carson may be a little competition.
Oh, pooh, he's nothing.
Of course, he can't sing as good as I can. But look how muscular he is and husky. That might appeal to the women, you know.
Oh, George, you're muscular, too.
I am?
Well, of course you are. Don't you remember when we were married? You picked me up with your two brute-like arms and carried me across the threshold.
Yeah, I did, didn't I?
Well, certainly. Oh, and what a wedding night that was. Just you and me and the chiropractor.
Well, he was company for your mother. Gracie, any way you look at it, I'm not as big and strong as Carson.
Oh, George, you always underestimate yourself. You're terribly strong. Make a fist.
Make a fist?
Yes.
Okay. There. How's that?
Better use two hands. Now you're going to get a surprise. Just feel the muscle in your arm.
The muscle in my arm? Where?
Have patience. It'll come swimming by any minute. And don't you worry about Jack Carson. You just keep on like you are, and in no time you'll be another Gregory Peck. Oh, just imagine me married to another Gregory Peck.
Gracie, if I was Gregory Peck, I wouldn't be singing.
Oh, no, but I would.
Oh.
Now, let's see if your throat needs spraying again. Let me hear that beautiful golden voice.
Okay. I want to talk with all by myself. No one to talk when I'm happy on the jungle. And let's ride.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Oh, baby, look.
Oh, you sound just like a violin.
Really? A violin? Really?
Oh, yes. If I didn't know you, I'd swear you were Fritz Chrysler's G-string.
Well, thank you very much. Gracie, couldn't I come early and sing for the man before Carson got there? And he'd realize I was the best man for the job and hire me?
Oh, no, it's too late now, George. 2:00 was the only hour open, and Jack Carson will be there at the same time. And wait a minute. I've got an idea how we can fool Jack. If it works, you'll be the only one at the audition.
How?
Well, we'll go over to Jack's house, and I'll talk him out of going to the studio at 2:00.
How can you do that?
Oh, well, just leave the whole thing to me. He's a man, and a man is a pushover for a woman's flattery. I'll just tell him he's romantic and irresistible and the best-looking guy in the whole world.
Gracie, to believe things like that, a man has to be pretty stupid.
Well, no, I told you all those things once.
What did I say?
You married me.
Well, okay, where's my hat? Let's go over to Carson's.
Well, this is Jack's house, George. I'll go in first, and you wait out here on the porch.
Wait out here?
Yes. I'll try flattery first, and if that doesn't get him to postpone the audition, I'll call you.
And then what?
Well, then you come in and pretend you've got a terrible cold. And Jack will have to postpone in fairness to you.
Oh, I pretend I have a terrible cold.
Yes. Now stand back so Jack don't see you. I'll ring the buzzer.
Well, hello, Gracie. Come on in.
Oh, thank you. Jack, I've got a big favor to ask you.
Yes?
You know, you and George are going to have that audition today at 2:00.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I want you to stay here and let George go over to the studio by himself.
Well, why?
Well, don't you see, you silly boy? It'll give you and me a chance to be alone.
Gracie, I don't understand.
Well, I've never told you this before, Jack Carson, but I'm crazy about you. You're ravishing. You're gorgeous. I dream about you every night.
But, Gracie, what about George?
Oh, he doesn't dream. He sleeps on his stomach.
Wait a minute. I don't get this at all. I appreciate your liking me, Gracie, but nothing can keep me away from that audition.
Oh. Well, then I guess I'll have to tell you the truth. George can't sing today because he's got a terrible cold.
Oh, now I begin to see. You figured against my voice, his wouldn't have a chance.
Yes. He's out on the porch now. Oh, wait till you hear how hoarse he is. I'll get him. George, come in here, please. There he is. Just look at the terrible condition he's in.
But, Gracie, George always looks that way. How are you, George? What was that?
Say it again, George.
Gee, your voice is in bad shape, isn't it?
Oh, you don't know the half of it. This morning he tried to sing My Blue Heaven and it came out Old Buttermilk Sky. Right, George?
Well, maybe you're right, Gracie. If George isn't there to sing against me, I'd just be stealing the job. I'll tell you what. Okay, I'll postpone the audition for a couple of days.
Oh, good. Thank you, Jack. Goodbye.
Goodbye, Gracie. Goodbye, George.
Goodbye, Jack.
Here, what did you say?
I mean...
Mr. Carson, I overheard the conversation from the kitchen, and I must say you're giving Mr. Burns a sporting chance.
Sporting chance, nothing. Without him there at 2 o'clock, I'm a cinch to take Sinatra's place. Give me my hat, Treacher. I've just got 20 minutes to make it.
Yeah.
Gee, it was nice of you to pick me up in your car, Del. I was in an awful hurry to get over to the studio.
Oh, I was glad to do it, Jack.
Yeah. Hey, this is a brand new car, isn't it? Gee, look at all the knobs and buttons on your radio.
Yeah, it's got 4 wavelengths.
It has?
Yeah, you press this one, you get Alaska. You press this one, and you get Brazil.
Mm-hmm.
There's only one thing you can't get on it.
Huh? What is that, Del?
A steaming bowl of Campbell's tomato soup.
Well, you mean you've got one of those old-fashioned radios you can't get a bowl of Campbell's soup on? Get out! Downright unlucky.
Oh, yes, Jack, after a long drive, what could be more welcome than a bowl of Campbell's tomato soup? You see, it's the soup most folks like best. It's so velvet smooth and delicious, so filled all through with a luscious flavor of the world's finest tomatoes, gently seasoned and carefully blended with golden table butter.
You know, Del, an instrument in your car that would heat a bowl of soup wouldn't be a bad idea. It would come in mighty handy when you have a date. Ho. Yeah.
Why, sure, Jack. If you were out with a girl, you could just park on the road somewhere and picture a nice steaming bowlful.
That's not my problem. I need something to cool them off. Hey, Del, look out where you're driving.
Well, don't worry, Jack. I've got extra good brakes.
Okay, but you don't have to tell me that Campbell's tomato soup is filled with wonderful flavor. Gee, you almost hit that car. Well, this is where I was going anyway, Del. Thanks for bringing me over.
You're welcome, Jack, and don't forget to stock up on Campbell's tomato soup. Good.
Okay. So long, Del. Yeah!
Now the magic music of Freddie Martin featuring Stuart Wade and El Cumbanchero.
Svellando al cumbanchero, bangosero che se va, bangosero che se va, va. A cumba, 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 cumbanchero, cumbanchero. A bango, 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 bangosero, bangosero. Frigidi che va svell vaso, cambian cumbanchero, bangosero che se va, bangosero che se va, bum bum ba. Y suena el tambor, birikiti bum bum ba, bum bum ba. Y vuelve a repicar, birikiti bum bum ba, bum bum ba. cumba, 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 cumbanchero. A bango, 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 bango cero. Ricky que va suelnando el cumbanchero. Bango cero que se va. Bango cero que se va.
Well, it's 5 minutes to 2. I'm right on time. Oh, this audition's going to be a cinch without George Burns here to clutter things up.
Mr. Carson, Mr. Carson.
Preacher, what in the world are you doing down here?
I hurried over in a taxi, sir. You forgot your music?
Oh, gee, thanks, Preacher. Hey, tell me, how do I look as a possible successor to Frank Sinatra?
Fine, sir. But isn't that bow tie you're wearing a bit too wide?
Too wide?
Yes, don't you think you ought to snip it off just beyond your shoulders? It seems so floppy, sir. Why don't you fasten it?
Well, Sinatra never fastens a bow tie. He just puts it on his Adam's apple and lets it ride up and down. Preacher, as long as you came down, you might as well stick around. Now, you wait out here in the hallway. It won't take me long to get this shop.
Very well, sir.
Oh, it's just the waiting room. That must be the producer's office over there with his name in the door, Mr. Raymond. He knows I'm coming. He'll probably be out in a minute. Sinatra, eh? The music stopped, but we went on dancing.
Mr. Carson, Mr. Carson. Mr. and Mrs. George Burns are coming down the hall, sir.
They are? Why, that phony double-crosser. I'll bet he was faking that cold just to have a clear field. You know something, Preacher? He lied to me.
Sir, you told a story, too.
Preacher, anybody who would do a thing like that to one of his friends is nothing but a rat.
Yes. Could I get you a cheese sandwich, sir?
Well, I don't want George and Gracie to catch me here. Quick, let's get down and hide behind this screen. There. Now be quiet. Shh.
Oh, you see, George, Jack Carson isn't here. Everything worked out just the way I said it would.
Yeah, but I'm still a little nervous.
Oh, just relax, dear. Sit down and let me massage your throat.
I'd like to get my hands on his throat.
Oh, I have to laugh when I think how we fooled Jack Carson. It was so easy.
Naturally. That guy is not very smart to begin with.
No.
Did you ever notice in pictures that dumb look he's always got on his puss?
Oh, yes. His face is so blank, too. No, he's got the same look our Pekingese had when she stuck her nose in an electric light socket.
You're giving the dog the worst of it, you.
Just a minute, you. I heard every word you said.
Jack, Treacher, what are you guys doing here?
I'll ask the questions, Burns. What happened to that cold in your chest?
To take Sinatra's place, who needs a chest?
You stay out of this, Gracie. This is between George and me. George, if you weren't smaller than I am, I'd put so many knots in that puny frame of yours you'd look like a pretzel.
Huh. Don't let him talk to you like that, George. Stand right up to him. Say something. Say something.
Mr. Carson, it's 2:00. Should I knock on the producer's door?
Yes, go ahead, Preacher. I want to be first.
Now, wait a minute.
Yes, what is it?
When you hear my voice, I know you realize he has much better voice than Jack Carson.
Just a second, miss. One at a time, if you please. There's no reason to be excited. Don't you know the Republicans are in again?
Well, Mr. Raymond, this man and I both think we're good enough for the Sinatra job. And it's up to you to do something about it.
I see. Now, just who are you?
Who am I? Oh, surely, Mr. Raymond, you recognize me. I'm a radio comedian.
Well, it's a little late for us to do anything about that. Besides, we're looking for a singer.
Oh, my goodness. I sing on the Campbell Soup program.
Oh, yeah. Hildegard.
I am not Hildegard.
I told you not to wear that form-fitting suit, sir.
Mr. Raymond, you're just wasting your time with him. Now, here's the man who's the logical successor to Sinatra. George Sugar Throat Burns.
Glad to meet you, Mr. Raymond.
Now, look at it sensibly, Mr. Raymond. Think how long it'll take you to break Jack Carson down until he looks like Sinatra. But take George. He's a physical wreck already.
Gracie.
Look at those awful sunken cheeks.
Gracie.
And look at those terrible rings under his eyes.
Gracie, I appreciate you helping me get the job.
And did you ever see a rib roast without potatoes? That's George in a bathing suit.
Let me get a word in here edgewise.
Mrs. Burns, in spite of what you say, I hardly think your husband would appeal to Sinatra's followers.
Oh, is that so? George, pull up your pants and show him your bobby socks.
Gracie,
Yeah, go ahead, George.
Well, okay. There.
Oh, brother, you should have never put bobby socks on those legs. They look like pipe cleaners with a fuzz pushed down.
Well, if I must listen to your voices, let's get it over with. Although it's really a waste of time, because what we want for a job like this is a big-name singer like, Al Jolson.
Al Jolson? Well, listen.
Though April showers may come your way, they bring those tiny little flowers that are bloom in a bay.
Thank you very much.
Those tiny little flowers.
Yes.
Those flowers.
Thank you.
Oh, Mr. Raymond, George can do that, too. Go ahead, George. Like Jolson.
No one to talk with, oh, mammy. All by myself, oh, mammy.
Just a minute.
No one to walk with, oh, mammy.
Wait a minute.
I'm happy on the shelf, ain't misbehaving.
Stop.
Mammy,
Stop.
mammy,
Stop
mammy.
it.
Mr. Raymond, how dare you stop George before he's finished?
Because I don't like the song, I don't like this voice, and I don't like him.
Well, how about his mammy?
Mrs. Burns, I've been listening to people who thought they could sing all day long. High voices, low voices, in-between voices. And all of them were awful.
You mean you don't want to hear me sing anymore?
No.
What about me?
That goes for you, too. I don't want to hear anything from you.
Not even one tiny little flower.
Mr. Raymond, what shall we do?
I don't know about you, but I'm going home. Goodbye.
Oh, well, how do you like that? He didn't even give you a fair chance, George.
Yeah. If he had any brains, he could see that I've got a better voice than Sinatra's.
Your voice is better? Oh, don't make me laugh. Why, Sinatra wouldn't wipe his shoes on you.
Oh, is that so? Well, he did. It was raining one day, and George happened to be
forget
standing
it,
there.
Gracie. Stop helping me.
But don't feel bad, dear. Even if you didn't win, cheer up.
Yes, Mr. Carson, why don't you do the same?
You'll feel better when we get home, George. I'll make you a nice cup of hot tea.
Thank you.
I'll do the same for you, Mr. Carson.
Thank you, Treacher.
And while you're sitting in your favorite chair, George, I'll get you a pipe and your slippers.
I'll do the same for you, Mr. Carson.
Thank you, Treacher.
And then, George, when you've finished your tea, I'll put my arms around you and give you a great, big, wonderful kiss.
Treacher?
Better have some more tea, sir.
Jack Carson will be back in just a moment. The very first thing I hope you find waiting for you at supper tomorrow is a big steaming plate of Campbell's tomato soup. There's nothing hits the spot on these winter evenings like good hot soup, especially when it's the soup most folks like best, Campbell's tomato soup. The tempting aroma and bright red color call to your appetite right off, and then you dip in your spoon. You get that luscious flavor of plump red ripe tomatoes blended with fine table butter and delicate seasoning. Good. And you'll find Campbell's tomato soup extra delicious and extra nourishing when you fix it with milk as a delicious cream of tomatoes. Wouldn't that be just the way to start off supper tomorrow with big piping hot plates of cream of tomato soup? Well, then better tell Mother to look and see if her cupboard shelf holds a can or two of Campbell's tomato soup.
Mmm, good. Mmm, good. That's what Campbell's soups are. Mmm, good.
This is Jack Carson. Thank you for being with us tonight and hoping you'll all be with us again next Wednesday at the same time. Until then, good luck and good night.
Franco-American spaghetti. F-A. Franco-American. F-A. Franco-American. F-A. Franco-American. Back at your grocer's again.
Franco-American spaghetti is back. America's favorite, the spaghetti with the extra good sauce. Ready cooked to give grand, good eating, but quick. Get Franco-American spaghetti tomorrow.
F-A. Franco-American, back at your grocer's again.
Listen in Wednesday to the Jack Carson Show. George Burns and Gracie Allen appear through the courtesy of Maxwell House Coffee. Every night on CBS is the biggest show in town, so stay tuned for Dr. Christian, following immediately over most of these stations. This is CBS, the Columbia Broadcasting System.
From 1947, The Jack Carson Show. Now another episode of another great show from that year, the show many people think was the greatest sitcom of all, Fibber McGee and Molly.
The Johnson Wax Program with Fibber McGee and Molly. The makers of Johnson's Wax products for home and industry present Fibber McGee and Molly with Bill Thompson, Gail Gordon, Martha Q. Bryan, Gene Carroll, and me, Harlow Wilcox. The script is by Don Quinn and Phil Leslie. Music by the King's Men and Billy Mills Orchestra. We were especially pleased recently when a listener who has kept house for 34 years told us how supremely satisfied she is with the way Johnson's Cream Wax both cleans and beautifies her furniture and woodwork. Now, of course, if you're one of the millions of enthusiastic women who use this newest Johnson's Wax polish, you know yourself that Cream Wax really is in a class by itself. You see, besides protective Johnson's Wax, Cream Wax contains two very effective cleansing ingredients. When you apply it to your furniture and woodwork, it fairly whisks away dirt and fingerprints. Buff lightly, and Johnson's Cream Wax gives a richly polished wax luster that glows with beauty. After that, future cleaning is easy. Dust and dirt won't cling to the hard, smooth finish because Cream Wax contains no oil. Just an occasional dusting keeps your wood surfaces and white kitchen equipment satin smooth and sparkling. Take a tip from me and try Johnson's Cream Wax. It's wonderful. Molly McGee of 79 Wistful Vista thinks a carnival is a legitimate source of fun and frolic. Mr. McGee thinks a carnival is strictly a one-ring circus where the monkeys pay to get in, and the only reservations you can make are mental. The debate is still going on as we join Fibber McGee and Molly.
Where is this carnival you want to go to? This one-night yokel trap?
It's at 14th and Oak. It's a vacant lot.
And so are the people who go to it.
Well, I don't care. I love carnivals, and I want to go.
Ah, forget it, kiddo. That stuff is for rubes, not for sophisticated people like I and you.
Nonsense. Heavenly days back in Peoria, you took me to all the carnivals, and nobody hooped and hollered any louder than you did.
Well, I was young and stupid in those days.
I see.
But I'm not young anymore. I know the angles now. Let them grifters find a new crop of doughheads.
Just what don't you like about carnivals anymore?
I don't like anything about them. I can stand in front of the Third National Bank and see more fat ladies, human skeletons, wild men, and two-headed vice presidents in 20 minutes than a carnival could round up in 40 years.
Yes, but dear...
I can hear better music listening to a flat-wheel streetcar hitting a switch.
Well, I don't know.
I can make better pink lemonade out of faucet water. And I can dance a better hoochie-macooch and hip boots than any Hawaiian girl from Milwaukee. They got their whole underpaid payroll.
Yes, but McGee...
I popped sweeter corn in vaudeville than those mugs ever tasted. And got more interesting souvenirs falling into a coal hole.
All right. Let's stay home.
No, sir.
What?
Get your hat. I wouldn't miss this carnival for all the ham in Hollywood.
But I thought you didn't like carnival.
I hate them. And I'm not going to sit here and let those sharpshooters think they can keep me from enjoying myself. Besides, I want to prove something to you.
You already have.
Huh?
You've just proved that you can't win an argument even from yourself.
Just the same, I want to prove to you what a racket them carnival concessions are. Come on, let's go. Hey, I think I'll wear a hat. I might win a ribbon that says 23 Skidoo on it, huh? Where's my hat?
I don't know. The last time
Oh, I know. It's right here in the hall closet.
No, McGee, please, now, that McGee, don't eat that Cracker Jack so fast.
I'm trying to get down to the prize. Got a wonderful little police whistle in this stuff once when I was a kid. My dog swallowed it.
Oh, too bad.
Oh, he loved it. He used to direct traffic every noon hour at the corner of Main and Avenue. Back in Peoria.
Look, dearie, I want to play this game over here where you ring the canes and win the prize.
All right. Step right up and throw the magic rings for a beautiful and valuable souvenir. It's fair for one and fair for all. Entertaining, instructive, and profitable. Only 25 cents, the fourth part of a dollar.
I'll try it, sir.
Good for you, sister. Good for you. See if you can ring one of those genuine South American diamond lapel pins or a real Navajo blanket.
Navajo, bud.
Yeah. Well, we know it was Navajo. We don't know who. All right, lady. Here's your magic ring. Step back, folks, and give the little lady some elbow room.
Take my advice, kiddo, and give it a little twist when you throw it.
I throw better with my eyes shut, dearie. Here it goes.
The little lady done it with one graceful toss. She wins a handsome three-bladed jackknife bearing a likeness of Lillian Russell in genuine celluloid on the handle. Let's go, lady.
Let's see if you can win the opera glasses, Molly. There's a new corset shop just went in across the street from the Elks Club, and some of the boys see it.
Step back, Pop, and give the lady a chance to throw the ring.
Now, don't call me Pop.
Okay, Dad. No offense intended. That's it. Go right ahead, lady.
Is it fair if I throw both these other rings at once?
Madam, with the Hackett and Sackett compound outdoor shows, the customer is always right. We're just here to hand out these beautiful gifts and make friends among the local gentry. That's it. Just throw them any way you like.
Oh, thank you, sir. Oh.
My gosh, look what you did, kid. Yes, sir, the little lady does it again. With one magnificent throw, she becomes automatically entitled to a genuine Navajo blanket and a lovely mother-of-pearl paper knife. Here you are, lady.
Thank you very much. My goodness, this is wonderful.
Hey, bud, what do you mean, mother-of-pearl paper knife? That's just made out of white pine.
Yes, sir, genuine white pine, brother. Made by my wife's mother. Huh? Tell your mother to step out here. To show this gentleman how she carves these gorgeous little souvenirs. And now, who else would like to step up and try one of the finest?
You know, this is not a bad start, dearie. 25 cents for a blanket, a jackknife, and a paper cutter.
Oh, they let you in just for bait. I saw the guy put his foot on the gimmick. He was just using you for a shill.
What's a shill?
It's a come-on for the boobs. I know, because I used to be one.
A boob?
No, a shill. Guy was running a shill game, and he hired me to shill. Oh, hey, there's Wimple. Hi, Wimp.
Hello, Mr. Wimple.
Hello, folks.
Hey, isn't this fun, though? Don't you just love carnival?
They're okay if you can get yourself into a state of yokel wonder, Wimp. Personally, I'm a little too intelligent for this sort of thing.
Oh, not me, Mr. Wimple. I'm just dumb enough to enjoy it.
Me too, Mrs. McGee. I've just had the most exciting time with the archery game this afternoon.
We haven't tried that one yet. How many arrows did you shoot, Wimp?
3.
Ooh.
I put 2 arrows in the bullseye and 1 in the proprietor. Did you two ever see a man jump clear over a carnival tent from a standing start?
My goodness, did he jump that high when you hit him, Mr. Winkle?
No, I did, Mrs. McGee. Fortunately, I didn't break my balloon.
You seem to be having quite a gay time, Wimp, jumping over tents and buying balloons. Full of helium, eh?
I beg your pardon. I've only had 3 lemonades and a root beer. A short one.
He meant the balloon, Mr. Winkle.
Yeah.
Oh. Oh, excuse me. I am having a gay time, though, really. I guess I must just have sawdust in my blood.
Yeah. I'm bothered with corpuscles myself.
Well, I must get over and see Sweetie Face. That's my big old wife.
Yeah.
She's in that brown tent across the midway there.
Which brown tent?
The one that says $50 to any person who can last 3 rounds with the Amazon Strangler.
Heavenly days, Mr. Wimple. You mean she's actually going into the ring with the Amazon Strangler?
No. You see, she is the Amazon. Well, I've got to get over there and see if anybody has beaten her yet. I hope. So long.
See you later.
To see if I can win something on the raffle wheel.
Oh, what do you want to play that game for? That thing is
All right, folks, plenty of numbers left. Pick your lucky digit and win a beautiful abalone lamp or a box of Lowney's chocolates. A prize for every number and a number for every customer, and it's only 25 cents a chance. What's your lucky number, lady?
Well, I've always liked number 13 because 1 and 3 are 4, and my husband used to sing in a quartet.
Very logical reasoning, madam. All right, folks, the wheel is about to spin, and here we go. Round and round and round she whirls for the handsome men and the pretty girls. And the arrow points to number 13.
Wow! Heavenly days, I did it again.
What did I tell you? It's fixed. He knew I was on to him, so he let you win.
Well, if they keep on being as crooked as this, I'll win every prize in the place. What did I win, sir?
Girlie, you are the lucky winner of a genuine abalone shell table lamp with a 2-way bulb, adjustable shade, and only 13 inches of cord for convenience in carrying. Here you are. Now then, the wheel is about to spin again. Who'll be the next lucky?
It's a lucky thing you're with a guy that knows the answers to this stuff, Snooky. Those birds aren't going to try and monkey business with a wise guy like me around. I'm strictly the type... Oh, hey, look. Isn't that Wilcox over there?
Where?
Over there, talking to the big guy in the ticket wagon. Come on. Hey, Junior. Hi.
Hello, Mr. Wilcox.
Hello, Molly, pal. Excuse me a minute, will you?
Go right ahead, Mr. Wilcox.
And like I say, Mr. Hackett, you'll be amazed and delighted at the way Johnson's self-polishing glow coat works on your linoleum.
Linoleum?
Yes. Glow coat gives it a gleaming finish.
Who's got linoleum?
Why, you see...
Look at Wilcox getting slowed down, Molly.
Well, even if you don't have linoleum, Mr. Hackett, you'll find glow coat the quickest and most efficient method of keeping your floors bright and shining and sparkling.
Floors?
Why, yes. You see, one of the nice things about Johnson's self-polishing glow coat is the fact that it's so easy to apply. You simply pour a little out, spread it around with a long-handled applier, and let it dry in 20 minutes or less to a handsome, gleaming finish that any housekeeper will be proud of.
It sounds fine, son, but I haven't got a housekeeper.
My goodness. He is having trouble, isn't he?
Yeah, watch him squirm, Molly.
Well, naturally, Mr. Hackett, glow coat doesn't have to be handled by your housekeeper. A child could apply it. I simply meant that it'll be a wonderful aid in keeping your home clean and sparkling and beautiful.
Who's got a home?
Well, I
don't mean to be rude, Mr. Wilcox, and that stuff...
glow coat. Johnson's self-polishing glow coat.
Yeah, it sounds great. Look, I live in a tent. Is it any good for tent floors?
What kind of tent floors?
Dirt. And grass, if we're lucky.
No. Gee, I never thought I'd... Well, gosh, Racine can't expect me to sell it.
Well, anyway, it sounds great, son. Must be a fine product. Look, here's my card. Send some literature on it to my wife. She lives in East Orange, New Jersey, in a house. She's got linoleum, I think. Haven't seen her for 2 years. She don't like the road.
Okay, Mr. Hackett, thanks very much. I'll write to her tonight. Well, hello, Molly. Hi, Fibber.
Fine carnival, isn't it, Mr. Wilcox?
Look what we won already, Waxy. An Abahu blanket, a jackknife, an abalone lamp, and a paper cutter. $1 for the lot.
Great. I won one of those lamps out here yesterday.
Has it really got a two-way bulb in it?
Absolutely. Goes on, it goes off. Well, I got to get back to work, folks. I'll see you later.
Look, Mr. Wilcox, if you're going this way, help me load some of this stuff in our car, will you?
Sure. Let me take it.
I'll be waiting right here, man.
All right, McGee. Now, don't win anything else unless I approve of it first.
Okay.
Thank you very much, Mr. Wilcox.
Ah, there goes a good kid. I have more fun spending quarters on her out here than I'd have spending $50 on anybody else. Or her either. Oh, hey, she forgot to take this blanket. Oh, well, maybe she'll be...
Hi, mister.
Oh, hi, Teeny. Well, fancy meeting you here, isn't it? You having fun, sis?
Sure I am, I betcha. I had some popcorn and some Cracker Jack and some peanuts and 3 ice cream cones and some cotton candy and some saltwater taffy and 2 stomach aches.
You did, eh?
And I have...
I says you did, eh?
Did what?
You had 2 tummy aches.
I know it. Hey, mister, look at... can you ring the bell with the big mallet, mister? Can you? Did you ever try it, mister? Did you ever try it? Did you ever?
Sis, I've won more cigars on that thing than my wife could and did shake a stick at. Shall we try it?
Oh,
hey,
yeah.
man, give us 2 chances on a cigar.
Yes, sir. Here you are, sir. 1 for you and 1 for the little lady. The prize for men is a genuine Punxsutawney Panatella in the original Florida wrapper. If the little lady rings the gong, she gets a beautiful 1-pound box of simulated chocolate-coated cherries. Here's the hammer, brother. Let's see now. Where did I put that hammer? Here it is. And may you be the one for whom the bell tolls.
Thanks, Bud. I'll take it first, sis, and show you how it's done.
Oh.
Now watch this,
Sure.
Teeny. It's just a matter of muscular coordination. 1, 2, 3... There's no use you trying it, sis. That weight is harder to get up than an actor on Monday.
I bet you I can do it, I bet you. Watch me.
My gosh, you did it, sis.
Sure I did it.
And the little lady wins a box of simulated chocolate-type imitation cherry-flavored cherries. Here you are, kid.
Oh, thank you, Uncle Fred.
Uncle Fred?
Go on, mister.
Well, King's Men and Sawing a Woman in Half.
When I was a youngster of 7 or 8, I worshipped a hero, a man truly great. I'd stare open-eyed at this wonderful man as he took his place on the stage and began sawing a woman in half. I'd shiver and shake and I'd laugh. He'd show us a lady, I'm not telling fibs, a lady who had no regard for her ribs. He'd saw the poor girl into fractions and then the orchestra played until we meet again. What a whale of a trick, for did I get a kick out of sawing a woman in half. Right through the middle the saw quickly goes, until it had parted her head from her toes. The crowd got excited when she was divided. They stared and they strained every muscle. They said it was magic, but I thought it tragic to sever her hat from her bustle. And I don't mean maybe, if I was that baby, I'd raise up a flock of objections. The axe was her chance for a lovely romance. Who'd marry a lady in sections? Sawing a woman in two was never the right thing to do. In decent society there should be a law to keep him from hacking her ribs with a saw. To settle the question I asked for a date, and when she said yes, I hardly could wait. I wound up in trouble, my date was a double, 'cause he saw that woman in half.
seem to keep winning things, McGee. 5 canes, 2 Kewpie dolls, a basket of fruit, and a bowl of goldfish.
Don't forget the brownie camera. That's the biggest Jip prize we got.
Why is it?
Oh, my gosh, you can't take pictures of brownies. Everybody knows.
Oh, McGee, there's Dr. Gamble. You-hoo, Doctor.
Well, hello there, Molly. Hello, Droopwell. Hi, Aerosmith. What are you doing here, doctoring a sick horse on the merry-go-round?
No, this is strictly a non-professional visit, my boy. Just came down here for a little riotous living.
Oh, it's a lot of fun, Doctor. McGee's been showing me how crooked all these concessions are. They know he's doing it, too, because I win every time.
I'm wise to all their gimmicks. I'm no hayseed. Hey, did you throw the baseballs at them milk bottles, Doc?
I did indeed. I spent $4.75, and all I got was a bursitis.
We got an abalone lamp.
We're going to ride on the Ferris wheel, Doctor. Care to come along?
No, thank you, my dear.
Scared, eh?
Yes.
So am I, Doctor, but I'm just foolhardy, I guess. I'm so frightened of admitting I'm scared that I get so brave I'm frightened of my own courage.
I'll straighten that out on the way home, if possible. Well, have fun, children, and don't eat too many hot dogs. But if you do, call some other doctor. I'm planning on being sick myself tonight.
See you later. So long, Doctor. Well, come on, Christy. We must ride on the Ferris wheel just once now, and then we'll go home.
Well, you talked me into it, dearie.
Well.
Hold me, McGee. I didn't realize it went this high.
I hope it holds together till we get off. They put this thing together with burnt matches and rubber bands.
Oh, heavenly days, what was that?
I think one of the rubber bands busted. Well, at least we got stuck up at the top where we can see things.
I'm glad I don't walk in my sleep if we have to spend the night up here. Spread that Navajo blanket over us, dearie. It's getting cool.
Okay. How's that?
Very cozy. It's kind of fun, isn't it?
Yeah. Very exclusive up here, too. Just us and a few clouds. Remember the time this happened back in Peoria? We were marooned on top of the Ferris wheel for 3 hours.
I remember it very well, dearie.
Yeah.
We must have taken a dozen rides on it first.
Yep.
I'd begun to think that wheel never would break down.
Me, too. I was running out of dough.
I know that. That was the first time you ever kissed me, remember?
Yeah. I was nervous. Didn't know what I was doing.
Are you nervous now?
Not a bit, Snooky.
You know what you're doing?
Yep.
Well?
Well, that's...
Hey, Sue! You up on top now?
What do you want, point killer?
Don't worry, we'll have you down pretty quick.
Why don't you mind your own business, Si?
That's telling him, lover.
Yeah.
Okay, folks, you can hop out now.
Oh, don't mind us, Bud. We like it up here. Oh, we're down. Did you notice, Molly? We're down.
Oh, dear. My lipstick is all... my hair is all mussed and
Well, relax, lady. So it's a spring evening, and he looks handsome to you again. I've saw it happen before. Good night, folks.
Good night.
Good night, all.
This is Harlow Wilcox, speaking for the makers of Johnson's Wax Products for Home and Industry, inviting you to be with us again next Tuesday night. And remember, daylight savings time goes into effect in certain areas next week. This may change the time at which Fibber, McGee, and Molly are heard in your community. So please check your local paper for the time at which this program will be heard next Tuesday night and each week thereafter. Good night.
This is NBC, the National Broadcasting Company.
I'm Dennis Daly. Thanks for going along on our journey through the final 25 years of radio. Radio's golden years. Join me again next time.